Hey, yo, welcome into the CHGO White Sox pregame show, presented by PointsBet. Use promo code CHGO when you sign up to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. Welcome into Studio A of our CHGO offices here in the West Loop of Chicago. I'm the host of the CHGO White Sox podcast, Sean Anderson. Follow me on Twitter at Sean_W_Anderson. And alongside me, as always, is the full crew of the CHGO White Sox crew. Far left is Vinnie Duber. He's the CHGO White Sox beat writer. You can follow him on Twitter at Vinnie Duber. And the man in the middle is Herb Lawrence.
Hello.
You can follow him on Twitter at Ecknerwall23. He's the CHGO White Sox community leader. We are talking about the 41-45 Chicago White Sox taking on the 43-42 Cleveland Guardians. It is Connor Pilkington for the Guardians, and it is Dylan Cease on the bump for the Chicago White Sox. Didn't look good in the first game of this doubleheader. The White Sox have lost 2 of the first 2 games against the Guardians. Did you enjoy watching that one, Herb?
No, but I knew they were going to lose this one. I just saw the side slab, and I almost cracked up the Ricky Renteria with credentials. Of course, that was Ozzie in the postgame. But I think, we're all frustrated because it's never changing. The White Sox performance was lackluster, to say the least about that. So, yeah, I knew it was going to happen, but I'm looking forward to Dylan Cease shoving. I'm looking forward to the White Sox facing a left-handed starter, even though Connor Pilkington's probably looking for a little revenge, as the White Sox drafted him and brought him up before they traded him for the great Cesar Hernandez.
You knew that was going to happen? 3 hits?
No, I didn't know that was going to happen, but I knew they were going to lose. But I loved it. It was 209. Man, Vinny was like, man, why can't they be at home?
Oh, my God. I know, right? Seriously. Yeah. No, it was great. I had like 2 hours to get ready for work today. It was in between games. It was lovely.
Nice.
Yeah.
It took your time.
If you're going to be bad, do it fast.
You did the shaving that you told us you do
every
every
single day.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. I took a nice leisurely shower. I took my time getting ready, picking out the right shirt for the day.
There you go. And I'm going with Fats Domino.
Got the fat man here, yeah, exactly.
And matching the hat. I always like when you pull in, it colors together with the shirts. It's a very classy touch. The Sox are now 6 games back in the AL Central, 41-45, 4-6 in their last 10, and the run differential is at -44. We're on the side slab, have Ricky Renteria with credentials, because that's what Ozzie Guillen called Tony La Russa on the postgame, the NBC Sports postgame show after the loss to the Guardians today. And I didn't really expect 3 hits versus Shane Bieber, but I did think the Guardians would win and Bieber would at least strike out 7, and that's why I won my parlay. So, hey, I did expect them to at least lose. So, I don't know. It's been frustrating now, 4 games below 500. What do we think of the fallout and the way that the reaction has come from Sox fans and Sox media alike?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's warranted frustration, right? I mean, I think we sit here every day and talk about how downright shocking it is that they have been so disappointing. I mean, people, nationally are calling them the most disappointing team in baseball. That's true. This is a team that was supposed to compete for a World Series. They haven't done it, quite obviously. And while everything that I think we heard that Kenny Williams told the team is accurate, they have the talent to turn things around. They haven't played well to this point. Do we really have they shown us anything that would lead us to believe that turnaround is coming in the second half? I think everybody can sit here and say that it's possible, but I don't think anybody can sit here and say that it's expected at this point. And so the frustration is very much warranted. Be you a person who's sitting at home watching on your couch, or be you a former World Series winning manager sitting in a TV studio.
And I was listening after the game to a space hosted by White Sox Dave of Barstool, and I'm just listening to the people and the voices, the visceral, people are just pissed, and that shouldn't be it shouldn't be that your thing that you do as a pastime, as a leisure thing, shouldn't make you so angry, and that's what White Sox fans are right now. And I hope that through these shows on CHGO White Sox, they feel a little bit better after a loss. I'm sorry we weren't there after the first game, but this is going to be a much better game. And to have some positive spin, we got a good start out of Davis Martin. Davis Martin is doing the job this year. I like what the kid's doing. And so to entertain things like you were saying last night, maybe you trade Johnny Cueto or entertain Johnny Cueto as a trade chip at the trade deadline, because Davis Martin has looked really good in his starts. Now, he's not of Johnny Cueto's ilk, but as a fifth starter, and if we're just going to be this, we got to start thinking about, hey, maybe you don't necessarily sell off, but you try to retool on the fly and get some assets for the next year or for later on this year.
Well, and a contending team could use a 36-year-old who's won a World Series before, has postseason pitching experience as well. Davis Martin is better suited for a team that's below 500. So if the White Sox were good and winning, Johnny Cueto is a better fifth starter for the White Sox. But for the White Sox that are currently under 500, I think Davis Martin makes more sense for this team, just because, yes, they're not mathematically eliminated. And, I saw up there Joe saying it's only July, right? So, I mean, they're still not mathematically eliminated. But at this point, you have to at least start to reassessing this a little bit differently, just because I don't think you have seen any life from this team just so far, because it's been allergic to the 500 line.
This thing, they can win the Central still easily, probably, and not run away with it, but like at the end of the year, we're like, wow, why are we worried about that? But then
if they win this series, they'll finish out with the same amount of wins as the Guardians. The Guardians will have 43, the Sox will have 43.
Yeah, but then we're thinking about, this team wasn't supposed to just win the AL Central. And I look at the Astros, and I look at the Yankees and all the rest of the teams in the AL. It's like, yeah, we've had a good record versus the AL East, but in the playoff series, no. I don't think this White Sox team, or even the team that does win the AL Central, is ready for those teams. So I don't think they should be fooling themselves into thinking we still have a chance for the World Series, which theoretically they do. But after 60 games, usually you know what your team is, and they've played more than 60 games. They've played like upwards of 90 games. They know what this team is.
Yeah,
and maybe they can get hot and win this division, but this is it. It's the first or second round exit in the playoffs.
And I brought it up. Now they're 80-78 in their last 158. So just not good. It hasn't been a good past calendar year for the White Sox. And final thing here, the pitching has been capable for the White Sox, and Davis Martin continued that today when the White Sox and Guardians played earlier. But against Shane Bieber, the White Sox were less than capable. We'll go to the tweet by Jordan Lazowski. Just over this series, it's been rough. You can follow Jordan on Twitter at JLazowski14. 49 outs this series, 31 on 3 or fewer pitches. And, talking about plate discipline, talking about approach, talking about wanting it. It really doesn't feel like they want it, or at least they have these locked-in plate appearances, because Shane Bieber, I think, had like 10.8 pitches per inning today, and that's just not enough to sustain rallies and sustain lifeful success.
And we saw the first inning. I think he threw 7 pitches. Tim's going to swing. That's going to happen at any game. Sometimes you'll get him to take the first pitch, but he's going to swing. And then Andrew Vaughn comes up, and he gets a knock. And then we don't see another hit, I don't think, until the 7th inning or 6th inning from Jose Abreu. Like, what's the approach? I know Shane Bieber's tough, but other teams have found a way to get to Shane Bieber. But it's just our bugaboo with Shane and all these pitchers that we've been seeing. Like, if this was just an isolated incident where we're just getting a pitcher's getting a lot of short innings versus us, I'd be like, okay, cool. The White Sox just had that pitcher had the White Sox number, but this happened time and time again. And isn't that what he did, like a Maddox?
No, because I think a Maddox is a shutout.
Shutout? Okay, so he gave up one
run. So, but 95 pitches, complete game. That's Maddox-esque. But still, I mean, they haven't had the solution.
It's like a Burley then.
Yeah, it's like a Burley then.
Certainly the game time one.
Yeah.
Hey, and we love that. Continue that. The White Sox have been playing some quick ones. I mean, that's the positive, is if they only see 10 pitches in an inning, they'll get out of them real quick. But with their plate approach and with what you were saying, Bieber's just had sustained dominance against them. An OPS career against Shane Bieber, the White Sox, is 550. I mean, like, that is ridiculous, where you see this guy so much, and he just struck you out earlier this season 7 times over 6 innings, and I think I don't even think he allowed a run in that game. So it's just like, you saw this guy earlier, you saw his stuff, and there's just no different game plan. You're still playing into exactly what Shane Bieber wants to do, at bat after at bat after at bat.
And to talk about the side slap Ricky Renteria with credentials, that's a reference to Tony. I know we get on him all the time, but long time ago, we started this in March, and the first series, I was like, with Jose Ramirez up, if there's a base open, walk him, especially with 2 outs. Walk him. Today, we didn't even have Josh Naylor behind him, who's turned into a White Sox killer himself. So I was like, okay, the 3rd inning, you have 2 outs, 2nd and 3rd. Jose Ramirez up, cool. I know Franmil's been doing well lately. I'll take my chance with Franmil. I just don't know why we continue to test that man. He's passed the test most times. And if that happens again, let's walk him. Let's learn our lessons about him. Let's learn our lessons about Byron Buxton. Even though they kind of controlled Byron Buxton last time they played him, you got lucky. Or the law of averages came to the White Sox favor there. We need to start thinking about these guys. As Lazzie said in the postgame, circle that guy and said, this guy won't beat me. If Franmil beats you, you say, hey, man, tip the cap. Good job, Franmil. But Jose Ramirez is never going to beat me if I'm a White Sox ever again.
But didn't they intentionally walk him in the 5th inning with the base open?
Eventually, after he threw a 1 pitch.
After an 0-1 count?
Yeah.
Is that not what you want? Is that not baseball, baby?
Yes, that's what I want. But I want that to be like the plan. Like going into the game, okay, if there's a base open and we can avoid Jose Ramirez, we'll do it every single time. Never pitch to him. Never. Ever pitch to him when you don't need to.
Yeah, and especially don't pitch to him in a pitcher's count when you have a strike, because that makes no sense in the world.
That very much seemed to me like a missed sign. I don't know if that's the case or not, but right after they issued the intentional walk, Tony was standing at the top step of the dugout looking out like, what are we doing here?
Okay.
So that struck me as potentially that. Obviously, I'm not in Cleveland. I couldn't ask the question, but seemed that way. Just based on Tony's reaction to what ended up happening, it seemed like maybe somebody missed a sign somewhere.
Yeah, because that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
If you're going to walk him eventually, don't throw any pitches to him.
I think I saw somewhere it was that he didn't like the pitch. I didn't see so Tony La Russa's explanation for the 0-1 intentional walk was that he wanted to pitch around J-Ram, but saw the first pitch in the zone and didn't want to risk it.
There you go.
So that doesn't explain the first the first at-bat where J-Ram had runners in scoring position, like you were talking about, Herb, in the 3rd inning, and then why TLR trusted Martin in the 6th MLB game to command his stuff enough for pitching around Jose Ramirez. And still, he got a strike. So, I mean, you're still up 0-1. I don't understand why I don't go after him. It's kind of like even then, like, if it was a missed sign, like, I think you were asking me earlier, like, accountability. If they missed a sign, they missed a sign. We missed a sign. Like, I think that if that was the truth there, I think that Tony needs to say there was a mistake in that moment.
And you'll remember that was the crux of the Yermin Mercedes issue last year, was that he did not pick up the sign.
Right, to not swing on 3
And then
outs,
also last year, Tony chewed out Sebi Zavala for missing a sign for the similar type of thing, where they wanted to pitch around a batter and Sebi didn't get the sign, and Tony after the inning telling him what was for. So it was Reese this time, right, who was behind the plate. So if he missed a sign, I hope he got that rectified after, maybe in the tunnel somewhere.
Yeah, we'll see. But I think, I think the way that he explained it, or that explanation, there's no exact quotes, so I won't take this exactly as the Bible here. But if the idea was to pitch around, it doesn't at least say that there was a missed sign there. So
but I would go to that. I would say that is holding somebody accountable, right? You tell them to go execute a plan, and when they start not executing the plan, you change it.
And then I think that's why I think
you cannot like the plan to begin
I think
with.
the plan's horrible. I think that sounds like Ricky Renteria stuff right there, but with credentials. Let's go to the starting lineups for today's game. Let's get out of the misery of Game 1 and look at the White Sox starting lineup.
Look at Andrew Vaughn there.
Hustling. Oh, jeez. That's
got a big old pain on his elbow probably from getting whacked in that first game.
And I would ask someone to delete that photo. That's a bad angle.
Can I ask, did you guys at any moment thought that was a purpose pitch because of the Jose Ramirez thing that happened last night?
You'd hope
no.
not.
Okay. If memory serves, last night the issue was not that Terry Francona was mad about the pitch hitting.
Zavala was looking.
The pitch hitting Ramirez, he was mad that Sebi was getting in the way of his conversation with the umpire, I believe. Yeah.
And I think also it was the top of the 7th, so, command fades a little bit. That was a rough inning for Bieber. He did end up getting out of it. So I agree that I don't think we should look into it too much. But yeah, I mean, I think people were saying, and I think Jason and Steve were saying that people have been just more reactive to hit by pitches this year. So I think it makes sense that we'd have that reaction because we thought that Cleveland was having that reaction yesterday. But yeah, I think it was the Zavala thing. All right, let's look at the starting lineups for the Sox. Leading off, Tim Anderson playing shortstop. Batting second, Andrew Vaughn in right field. So he's returning to the outfield. Batting third, Luis Robert in center field. Batting fourth, Jose Abreu at first base. Batting fifth, Eloy Jimenez at DH. Batting sixth, AJ Pollock out in left field. Batting seventh, Josh Harrison at third base. Batting eighth, Leury Garcia at second base. And batting nine, Sebi Zavala doing the catching. No, Yohan, you were going to pick the third baseman anyways. Josh Harrison back in the lineup.
That's good. The guy needs to get more starts. He's been doing the job both in the field. You saw today at second base, man, sparkling plays there. And with the bat, he's been awesome. So, yes, Josh Harrison needs to get as many starts as he possibly can, either at third base or second base, because he's earned them.
And Leury has earned them too, huh?
A little less. He's better, but Josh Harrison is most definitely the better option at second base.
And Leury went, 2 for 3 yesterday, so you can't crap on him too much. But White Sox going up against a lefty in Connor Pilkington, so the White Sox should have good results. We expect good results when they're going up against a lefty, but even when they scored 5 runs on Friday against the Tigers, I know you were out country music night, so I don't even know why I'm directing this question towards you, but they lost 7-5. So you got to make sure that you don't waste a good start by Dylan Cease if you get one. Let's look at the Guardians lineup. Leading off for the Guardians.
Next, you're going to accuse me of getting front row seats for Cascade.
Oh, you might. I know you've been talking about this every time they bring that up.
I'm not sure I want to be within 10 miles of that.
That's not what you're saying off camera. On camera, Vinny's all anti-Cascade, but
What's
we
Tony
know.
Looking at here, Steven?
He's looking at Jose Ramirez.
Looking at Jose Ramirez's
He's trying to
name.
figure out whether he's going to walk him or not.
Well, leading off for the Guardians is Steven, holder of the Quan?
Nope.
Master of the Quan.
Ambassador of the Quan.
Ambassador of the Quan. Steven hit the Quan out in left field. Batting second, Andre Jimenez playing shortstop. Batting third, Jose Ramirez. Playing designated hitter. Batting fourth, Josh Naylor at first base. Batting fifth, Franmil Reyes out in right field. Batting sixth, Owen Miller at second base. Batting seventh, Alex Collins center field. Batting eighth, Luke Maley at catcher. And batting nine, Ernie Clement at third base.
Big Ern.
Big Ern's back. And Alex Call, old friend alert. Ding,
ding, ding.
Damn it.
You're doing it now. I got you.
The Guardians are throwing out 2 old friends, and Connor Pilkington, who used to be a third-round pick of the White Sox, and Alex Call, who used to be a third-round pick of the Chicago White Sox.
Yeah, old friends is putting it kind of loosely. I mean, these guys were not close to the major leagues with the White Sox, but they were farm hands at a time.
Fernando Tatis, old friend.
Yeah, used to acquire some just dynamite White Sox legends in Yonder Alonso and Cesar Hernandez. So
We should stop trading with the Guardians.
Yeah, that doesn't work out most of the time. I'd love to look back through that history. Was there a Sandy Alomar Jr. trade?
I mean, we've had it
at
multiple
some point?
times. Yes.
I'd
Him
love to
and
know
his
that.
brother. But yes, it's revenge time for those two guys. I'm sure they are circling this. I mean, we got his first taste last night. This is his first major league start tonight. He doesn't care which team's on the other side, but it just happens to be his former organization that he grew up with. He wants to probably go out and do some things, and Connor Pilkington wants to shove tonight and show them that you guys made a mistake, and the Guardians got me right, and now I'm starting for them where I never probably would have started for you guys. So I'm looking forward to those guys and seeing what they can do, but I feel that the White Sox are going to dominate tonight versus Connor Pilkington.
You'd hope so because they are going up against a lefty. So let's look at Connor Pilkington's stats and Dylan Cease's stats. Remember, when you are looking at these stats, Dylan Cease is not an all-star, not worthy of being an all-star, probably because he leads the MLB in walks with 43. 92 innings pitched for Dylan Cease, a 2.45 ERA. He's allowed 70 hits in 92 innings. He struck out 133 in those 92 innings. Is that good?
That's real good.
You're the math guy, I guess, today. you're thinking that 133 strikeouts in 92 innings is good.
And I'll take the 43 walks. You go and strike out 133. That's a good ratio.
And if you're only allowing 70 hits, you have some wiggle room there with the walks, and that's why he's got an ERA plus of 161. Connor Pilkington wearing that horrible 4th of July hat, 35 and a third inning this year, 4.08 ERA, 39 hits allowed, 34 Ks, 20 walks surrendered, and 96 ERA plus. MLB average is 100. Connor Pilkington, I would say, looking at those numbers, is worse than Dylan Cease.
Well, a lot of people are this year. You mentioned that Dylan Cease leads baseball in walks. He also leads baseball, or at least did as of yesterday morning, in strikeouts per 9. So, he's doing plenty of damage to go along with the free passes there. But, listen, Cease has been great. And I still think he'll end up on the All-Star team probably, though I believe he's now scheduled to pitch on that last day of the first half, so maybe he won't go out there and pitch in the All-Star game, but probably could still end up with the recognition regardless. He's been awesome, and he should be able to go play stopper tonight. He keeps saying that's the kind of pitcher he wants to be. Certainly the numbers have shown that that's the kind of pitcher he has been this year. I mean, listen, these guys are going to turn it around. They got to get these performances when they can get them. And Dylan Cease every fifth day is a guy who's giving them those performances. The offense has to help him out with at least more runs than he gives up, because that's the only way you're going to win any games.
You'd hope. And no home runs I guess Yoel Moncada had a home run on Monday's game. So they haven't been homerless, but you definitely need something today in the power department for the White Sox to pull out that win. Dylan Cease is not an all-star, but former White Sox Carlos Rodon is. Josh Hader is on the bereavement list, so Carlos Rodon has been named to the All-Star team. So congratulations to Carlos.
Two in a row.
Yeah, 2 in a row. So the White Sox churning out All-Stars and letting them walk. But I did see Ashley Rodon, who was a great White Sox fan when her husband was a White Sox, being all pissed off that her man wasn't in the All-Star game. So yeah, rightfully so. She was correct in every point, and thankfully for that family, he's an All-Star now, so they don't have to worry, because he was deserved of that honor. All right, let's look at our predictions for tonight and talk about our clicks to pick. We'll start with Vinny and then go down the line.
I mean, I don't know who else can get an offense sparked better than Tim Anderson, so I'm going to go ahead and go with TA at the top of the lineup there. Again, I just said, right, if the White Sox are going to do anything, if they're going to make this season count, they're going to need their big guys to step up. They have a lot of them. We talked before the season started, we were reeling off a pretty big list of guys that were going to be impactful players for this team. They got a lot of big guys. TA is among the biggest for this team. He's got to drive the bus. He's got to get him going, and I'll pick him to pick or whatever. Oh, I will click him to pick, excuse me. You need a score from me here for tonight's game?
Yeah, why not?
Let's go ahead and go White Sox win 6-1.
Okay. All right, Dylan Cease has a great game.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Josh Harrison. As I was talking about earlier, he's been doing amazing things with his glove, and his bat has been coming around. I'm seeing him hit a home run tonight off of Connor Pilkington and doing the little high step around the bases, getting the White Sox hyped up.
Revving them up.
Yeah, Dylan Cease will shove tonight, but the Guardians will hit him once in a while because they're the damn Guardians. So I'm going with 8-4, the White Sox win this game.
That's a lot of runs.
I was thinking 8-4.
Really?
Weirdly enough, I was thinking 8-4. So
no one has any faith in Connor Pilkington.
You know what you're thinking 8-4?
Dylan Cease.
Oh, hey, there you go. A very sexy mustache indeed. 84. So let's go with 84 for Dylan, and I think Dylan has a great game. Dylan is my click to pick.
He's cheating. You can't do that.
Yeah, I don't know why you're just launching the rules out the window.
Just a jerk.
I mean, there's no accountability
why not?
For the White Sox clubhouse.
No.
There's no accountability here. Also, I'm going to blame Steven. Steven is the producer and put the name.
No, you said no. I'm putting it.
What?
There was no.
But here's the thing. I don't have control over your computer.
He put his fist down. He's like, I'm the host of CHGO White Sox.
I'm gonna need
put it down,
name.
Steven, now.
Yeah, see, Sean is doing what Ozzy wants Tony to do.
Give us a hitter.
Ozzy says, this is my music. You dance to it. I'm the DJ regardless. That's what Sean's doing. And you know what it is? It's bullying. Bullying is what it is.
I want bus tossing. Damn it. That is what I want. I will bus toss Steven because he made the graphic.
No, I want a hitter now. If you had to pick somebody else.
Eloy Jimenez.
Okay.
I would say I think Eloy Jimenez to
There you go.
hit a home run.
Look at
is
Steven holding
320.
Sean accountable.
Yeah.
There you go.
Laying down the hammer.
Yeah, Eloy to hit a homer plus 320 against the lefty who's got a below average velocity. Just saying, I could see it. I could see Eloy going deep. So I think 8-4, maybe a grand slam for Eloy. And I think Dylan Cease has a good night, and then the bullpen doesn't, and that's where the 4 runs come in.
Okay.
Maybe 7 innings, shutout ball from Dylan Cease. Sox would need that.
They definitely need that. Matthew Cortez, he's going for his no-hitter. He's proved his case.
It's a day that ends in a Y.
We will see. Yeah, and Matthew Cortez picking a 5-0 no-hitter for the White Sox. That's going to do it for the CHGO White Sox pregame show. Presented by PointsBet. Remember to use the PointsBet app. Download the PointsBet app and use code CHGO when you sign up to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. And if you make a $50 or more first-time deposit, you'll receive a free CHGO membership using the code CHGO. You'll get a free T-shirt. You'll get free access into our Discord, our members-only Discord, and you'll get access to our premium written content like Vinnie Duber's most recent article where he kind of lays out and breaks down the White Sox clubhouse amid the rumors that there are cliques and unrest in the White Sox clubhouse. So it's a great time to take advantage of this offer. Again,
You get this shirt too, Sean.
You could get the shirt at
shirt.
the CHGO locker. We got 3 brand new designs. We got the CHGO Skyline one. We got the new Cubs one I saw Luke Stuckmeyer wearing, and we got the Southside Bias one, which I saw someone tweet at us as well, looking very, very fresh. So definitely jump on the PointsBet train right now. It's the best for live in-play betting, and it just got even better. So definitely download that app right now and take advantage of their great odds. But that's going to do it for the CHGO White Sox pregame show. We will talk to you in the postgame show after the final out is made. Hopefully a White Sox win. Thank you to Stephen Nicholas for your production. That's Vinnie Duber. You can follow him on Twitter at Vinnie Duber. You can follow Herb Lawrence on Twitter at Ecknerwall23. You can follow me on Twitter at Sean_W_Anderson. We'll talk to you after the game. Go White Sox.